And this is not a first. Whistleblowers meet this fate in China. But at a time when the whole world's attention is on China, when everyone is talking about this cover-up, this case is just too brazen. In the global spotlight, China is trying to wipe the facts. But the people of China are trying to keep the truth alive. Chinese citizens have become watchdogs. It's a very brave act. They have found unique ways to bypass censors and share the real story of the Wuhan virus outbreak.
This is not the opening sequence of a Star Wars film. This text in Mandarin is an interview with Dr. Ai Fen, something that Chinese censors are trying to erase. Ai Fen was one of the first doctors in Wuhan to discover the new coronavirus. She serves as the director of the emergency department at the Wuhan Central Hospital. A state-run magazine had spoken to her about the outbreak in March. The interview has now been deleted because it exposed how the Communist Party tried to hide the Wuhan virus. But in a valiant effort, netizens in China have rallied to keep the story alive. They saved a copy of the interview, and now they are coming up with various ways to preserve and spread it. One user produced the entire text backwards. Another one recreated it using emoticons. A creative mind inserted it into the famous opening of Star Wars. You would ask, why are Chinese netizens doing this? They are trying to protect this interview from the Chinese censors. China has been clamping down on dissent. Any criticism of the Communist Party has been wiped from the Chinese internet. So Chinese internet users came up with elaborate but effective ways to save an interview. The definitive evidence of how the initial days of the outbreak played out. An English translation of Ai Fen's interview was published on the Chinese internet. It describes how Ai Fen was reprimanded for speaking out.
This tragedy could have been avoided. On December 30th, 2019, Ai Fen received a test report of patients with the unknown pneumonia. She circled the word SARS coronavirus in red. When asked by a former medical school classmate, she took the report and shared it with her, a friend who is also a doctor. That night, the report spread within the doctor circles in Wuhan, and those who forwarded the report included 8 doctors who were disciplined by the police. This led to trouble for Ai Fen, as she was the source of the report. She was interviewed by the hospital disciplinary committee and suffered unprecedented and severe rebuke. They said she was spreading rumors as a professional.
The report shared by Ai Fen became the first piece of evidence of the outbreak. The same report was also shared by Dr. Li Wenliang, another whistleblower who was harassed by the Chinese. Dr. Li later contracted the coronavirus himself. His death in February had triggered public outrage in China. Dr. Ai Fen and Dr. Li Wenliang were the first to speak out. They were muzzled and punished. China tried to do everything to hide their accounts of the outbreak. But determined Chinese netizens are keeping their stories alive. In fact, they are spreading them beyond China's borders. A post on Twitter shows how Dr. Ai Fen's interview was recreated in Braille in the form of a QR code. And even telegram codes. China's powerful censors are failing to hide the truth about the Wuhan virus. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.